Welcome to the Lou Huddle, where all we do is talk about sports and have a great time doing it. We have Zach.
Howdy.
We have Brad.
Hey.
And we have Bruno, which is me. And this is the Lou Huddle. And it starts now. All right, guys. Well, Austin's not here. He's got some shit going on in Nashville, looking for a job. Find out news next week about it. TBD. Stay tuned. All right, let's get right into it. We got a little bit of NBA playoff action going on right now.
Bruno, why don't you tell us how your Kansas City Thunder are doing?
Kansas City Thunder. Well, first off, they're officially in round 2 of the NBA playoffs. Woohoo! Almost over. Yay! All right, so the Kansas City Thunder are currently leading the charge 1-0 in the series against the LA Lakers. It's a pretty decent matchup. I mean, I didn't watch any of it, but I can say that the odds that ESPN has, they have OKC at 79.8% chance of winning, and they gave the Lakers 20.2% chance of winning.
No, game 1 was not close. I mean, I think the most they got within was, 4 points the Lakers did, and that was about it.
Damn.
Everything when I watched last night, and I watched like the end of the third, most of the fourth, and it was just it was a 12-point game at best for the Lakers. Austin Reeves shot like an 18% from the field. If he shoots like 50%, it's a whole different ball game. But I don't see him doing that bad. The Lakers guards, as a whole, as a group whole, with Kennard, Smart, and Austin Reeves did not show up. So if that changes, I mean, it might be a series.
Well,
I'm still thinking LA takes game 2, but I think the Thunder are gonna sweep them or gentlemen sweep them.
Well, the Lakers do have a chance at filling that guard spot because it looks like Luka Doncic,
Good God,
Luka Doncic, whatever, is coming back May 9th for Game 3.
I give up.
He should be back May 9th.
I give up on that one.
Is it Doncic?
Luka? Sounded not Bruno.
I know Luka.
Okay, Doncic.
Okay. Well, Luka Doncic is coming back May 9th. He was out with a hamstring injury, but he will return for the Game 3, and the Lakers will be at home for that game as well. So,
yeah, no, it's gonna. I mean, we'll see if he plays or not. I don't know if it's gonna make that big of a difference, but I mean, it's missing out on 34 points a game from him. But yeah, we'll see.
Is
we'll
it
see how
showing?
Game 2 goes. I mean, yeah, they beat Houston in 6. They honestly, if KD played, I think Houston wins it, but he only played, 2 games.
Because KD, I was hearing some talk about KD recently about how they regret trading away a bunch of players for him.
Well, yeah,
because they're pretty much bringing in a player and the ownership's not too happy about it. Do you think there's going to be some moves after the playoffs to try and...
Yeah, I mean, I don't... If Hoagie was here, he would say he doesn't like KD and everything. I don't like it for that team just because of... everyone on that team is young. They're all like 21, 22, 23, 24. And you got KD, who's 36, leading that team. It just doesn't really fit their... I get you got to have a veteran at some point, but I just think for him to be your star, to fit that team was just kind of odd.
All right, that's fair. Do you, before we move on, because by the time we talk about these games, it's going to be, most of them are going to be either Game 5 or Game 4. So let's go ahead and do Game 7s for these series now then. What you thinking?
Game 7s?
Or do you think OKC and the Lakers are going to go to Game 7?
No, I just told you. I said it's going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep.
All right. Brad, you got an opinion on it?
What do you mean? OKC is going to flop their way to a win? Now, granted, he was held in check, but yeah, that's not going 7 games.
Yeah.
It's fair.
No.
Fair. All right, let's move on to the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the San Antonio Spurs. Timberwolves are leading the charge in the series 1-0, and ESPN has the Spurs winning 75.7% chance of winning, and Minnesota has a 24.3% chance of winning. What's this news about Wemby? I've been hearing so many things on ESPN about like injuries, game winners, and everything. Do you guys have any information on what Wemby's doing right now?
Yeah, so he didn't take the last shot in the game. That's what they were kind of talking about. I'm trying to think of who it was. I want to say Dylan Harper took it.
Did he miss?
Yeah, he missed it. They were down by 2 with a chance to either tie it or to win it with a 3, and he missed the 3.
Damn.
Yep. And they all said Wemby should have taken the shot, which I get. They should have just went for the tie because I think you would have had them you would have beat them in overtime. But yeah, I don't really know what the call was for. I didn't catch that game, so I just kind of got to see the highlights. But it was a good game by Minnesota. I mean, Anthony Edwards is playing kind of hurt, so it is kind of nice to see someone that's going to step in, even when he's not feeling great, and he performed pretty well.
Yeah, this is like I'm still way out of this one. I just get a bunch of updates about Wemby, and it was blowing up.
I mean, he had a good game. I think he had triple double with 12 blocks. I mean, I think 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of those blocks should have been a goaltending call, but a lot of them hit the backboard first, and then he smacked it. So it was just kind of they're trying to figure Wemby out right now.
I can see why they didn't give the ball to Wemby that game. He went 0 for 8 from the 3-point shot that game.
Yeah, and he shouldn't take 8 threes. At 7'4", you should be, or 7'5", however tall that motherfucker is. He should be in the lane or in the paint, driving, dishing out of that.
He did get 12 blocks. That Wemby big, going off, no triple double, but he's doing all right. Oh yeah, he did get a triple double with the 12 blocks, 15 rebounds, and 11 points.
I said that, goofball.
Yeah, but 0 for 8 on threes. Jesus, man. What are you guys thinking? Game 7 or not for Timberwolves and Spurs?
This one's gonna go back and forth. I say 6 or 7 and go. I'll probably say San Antonio, but if Minnesota keeps playing the way they were, I could see them winning this. So I think it's gonna go back and forth at 6 or 7.
Brad,
there's some big old women down at San Antonio.
Yeah, there it is.
Give me the Spurs in 7.
All right, big turnaround there. All right, let's go ahead and do the Eastern Conference. Let's do the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right now, Detroit's up in the series 1-0. And let's see the stats. Detroit's predicted to win it at 71.9% chance, and Cleveland's at 28.1% chance.
I think it's important to note how Detroit got there.
How did they get there, Brad?
The Magic blew a 3-1 lead? 3-2 lead?
3-1 lead. Yep. It was 3-1. Magic up 3-1. They ended up blowing 3 games in a row. So they ended up firing their coach a day after their Game 7.
And what are the chances it would happen twice?
But yeah, with the next thing we're going to talk about, yeah. Shout out, Jack.
But going back to this matchup right now, Detroit won 111 to 101.
No, I watched a little bit of it. One of my favorite things was seeing white boy Duncan Robinson just go at James Harden after he hit a kind of a tough, I think it was an and one or reverse layup or something like that. He was in the paint and James Harden's on the wing and he's coming down and there's a timeout after Duncan Robinson made the basket. And he just looking at his bench and just celebrating, and he just acts like James Harden was not even there and just kind of walks right through him, and then Harden shoves him. It was just kind of cool to see that out of Duncan Robinson. But yeah, no, that was my big take out of that game.
Besides James Harden going 1 for 7 from the 3-point line.
I don't watch. I can't watch that dude play basketball.
He had 7 turnovers as well.
Yep. Yeah, wow. I think that's gonna go to 6. I think Detroit's gonna win that in 6. I think Cleveland does bounce back in either game 2 or 3 and they're gonna take a couple of them at least.
Brad, what you got for game 7 or any takes on?
Give me Detroit in 7.
All right, let's move on to the main event of the night. The New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers.
Currently, it's important to note how the Sixers got there.
How did they get there?
Wouldn't you know, two series, teams up 3-1 and they blow it.
Did the Celtics fire their head coach as well?
No, they're not going to fire that guy.
Too valuable to the team.
No, I mean there's a lot of things going on with the Celtics. I mean they blew 3-1. Jason Tatum didn't play game 7. You had Jaylen Brown going after the game, like a day or two after that game, going on a live stream talking about how, well, one, this was his favorite year he's ever had in the NBA. So it wasn't the year he won a ring. It wasn't, which he won Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP that year. But this year, when his best teammate was out all year and he's the number one option, that's his favorite year. So a lot of people were taking that kind of the wrong way or the right way he is intending it to. So, yeah, that's kind of a whirlwind going on about him. And then a lot about Tatum sitting out right now.
Knee stiffness?
Yep,
yeah.
I just saw that.
It's game 7?
It wasn't sore. Like, it wasn't like a soreness. They said it was stiff. So I think they just didn't want to further, like, I think a stiffness is like your knees locking up. Like, if your knee's just sore, okay, you can still do everything. It's just a little sore. But I think with the knee stiffness, it just kind of sounds like something was going to happen.
He could have played through.
He could have, but like they're not going to risk a first round game 7 on their franchise player.
Anything for that dub, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also, I mean, were they going to beat the Knicks? I'm not sure. It was going to be a good series, but if Tatum wasn't going to play in it, Knicks would have won it.
Maybe that's why they didn't feel pressured to actually play him, because
well, I think they also they were, even they said they were trying to figure out their rotations and everything, and this team had not really played together a whole lot with Tatum in it, and I'm surprised he even played after tearing his Achilles. So
desperation move at that point.
Well, I mean, he wants to get back. I mean, it's a competitor. You're going to want to get back on the court and play, but I just don't think he was ever 100%. I think the best he probably got to was closer to 90-something.
He's still out. Hopefully it makes a full recovery.
Well, no, they're playing in Cancun this week, as Austin would say.
What did Austin want to talk about with the New York Knicks?
He said, just make sure y'all get across that the Knicks game 1 versus Sixers was BTA, which for those that don't know, that's belt to ass. And that Embiid is a pussy and isn't playing game 2 tonight.
Wow! I do have to say it was BTA for game 1. New York Knicks won 137-98. That's BTA. Now it's with 30 seconds left in the third at the time of this recording. It's tied at 89-89.
Yeah, I think they might be playing better without Embiid. Obviously they are, but that's going to be a good series. I think the Knicks take that though in 4 or 5. Knicks
definitely got it after that BTA from game 1. How can they not?
We just talked about two series that were 3-1, and both those teams that were up 3-1 lost.
You don't think the 76ers are going to be able to do that again, though?
Denver Nuggets, when the Lakers won it in the bubble that year, the Denver Nuggets did it twice. They were down to the Jazz, 3-1, came back and won it in the first round. The second round, they were down 3-1 against the Clippers, came back and won it in 7. And then they lose to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. 2020 bubble.
So it's possible. It's possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can go down 3-1 4 times in a row as long as you win the last game of the series. That's all that matters. No, a lot to look forward to. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good games. I mean, we have NBA playoffs, we have NHL playoffs. The NHL lottery just happened, which we'll get into both of those in a bit. But yeah, looking forward to the rest of the week and a fun little weekend too.
Stay tuned for next week for more round 2 or round 3 semifinal updates.
Well, round 3 semifinal, that's not a thing.
It is now. You heard it here first on the Lou Huddle.
Jesus.
I like.
I'm losing brain cells.
Better.
All right. Let's move on to the MLB. MLB going on right now. A lot of news. Brad, I wanted to bring this up to you. Was there a bench clearing event that occurred last night? Did you see that?
Yeah, and Framber Valdez is just a bitch, okay? I don't like him. All right? And you're going to get mad because you're tipping off your pitches to the guy at second base, and then they're just going to tattoo you. Not to mention Wilson Contreras hit a home run and bat flipped the shit out of the bat on him. Good. Framber Valdez, I hate him.
He did get suspended for 5 games as well.
Good. That's not even the news of the century. The news of the century is the guy who continues to stay at the top of the home run lead.
Hit him with it, Brad.
Munetaka Murakami. Fun fact, though. The other night against, I think it was the Angels, he hit his first double of the season.
First double?
Yep.
Wow.
14 home runs, dingers? 1 double.
Wow. How many strikeouts?
Let's look that up.
Going back to,
he is only batting .237.
237. He hit Trevor Story as well, by the way. Valdez did not know it was Trevor Story that he hit.
This man's got 55 strikeouts.
Woo! How many at bats?
131 at bats.
Jesus.
Wow! Hold on. Let's do that math real quick. How many at bats?
It's on the thing, Bruno.
Hey, I want to point out that strikeout rate's probably less than Gorman and more productive, so...
Well, what does the strikeout percentage mean?
Yeah.
55 strikeouts and 131 at-bats. That's less than 50%.
Yeah, I did that math wrong.
Oh, jeez.
72%.
That's not right at all.
That is also not right. Whoa, 131 times 0.55? What?
That is just... How do you get 72?
You take 131 at-bats.
Bruno, what is 55?
55 times 0.55, and then that is your percentage. Oh, wait, no. I'm taking the 55%. I'm doing that math wrong. Oh, boy.
You're doing that? Shocker.
I'm doing that math wrong.
Regardless, it's less than 50%. That's all you need to know.
It's like 40. It's like 43? No. 45?
It's all right. That's not even the biggest news. The biggest news, all right, is went to my first Cardinals game in like 6 years. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's right. How'd that go?
All right, it was great.
My invite.
It was great. You didn't want to go. My brother was there. You were specific about it.
Yeah.
Which brother?
I did.
Jesse was in town.
Shout out to Jesse.
We sat up underneath the scoreboard, all-inclusive, front row up there, thanks to, I think those are the Anheuser-Busch tickets.
Mm-hmm.
All you can eat. And then we got to go in the KMO V-Box and see Matt Pauley.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was great.
Wait. Hold on, go back to it. Wait. How many glizzies did you gobble down?
I want to say there was at least 4 hot dogs that got demolished. On top of a plate of nachos and some pulled chicken sandwiches, okay?
Chunky!
And then, to round it out, some Dippin' Dots coming back from the press box. The press box was excellent. It wasn't a local game, so Chip Carey was off, but Chip Carey was in the box. It was nice seeing Horton and Rooney talking while being in that same room. It was great. It's a good time.
So, whenever it's a nationally televised game, are there still people like doing radio up there in that booth, or is that a separate booth?
That was KMOV was doing radio for the Cardinals.
Right. Do they do it in that booth that you went and saw?
Yeah, they were there live doing the radio broadcast. Now, when it was nationally televised, Chip Carey and is it Brad Thompson? They weren't in theirs. Fox had like two different broadcasting booths, and it was John Smoltz that was there.
Did you shake their hands?
Them, I did not get to go in there. All right, that's the one you don't want to walk into if you don't have permission.
That's when you walk in and say, "I am the law."
That was a great time though. And then Cardinals beat the Dodgers that night. Shohei went 0 for again. I mean, I know that. I think that changed on Sunday, but Jordan Walker hit a piss missile. I mean, I don't think that thing rose above the concourse.
That was
a
Saturday's
missile,
game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, that dude was gone. That ball
missile, and I think we turned 3 double plays. That was a good time.
JJ Weatherholt be looking good though.
Yeah, it was nice seeing O'Brien come in. And now getting the Cardinals, getting that stuff that actually matters. Listening to some people talk about what the Cardinals need to do at the deadline. And I don't think they're going to be buyers. They're probably still going to be sellers. I mean, it's nice having O'Brien, but his value's up.
He's gone.
And he's 31, I think. So if his value's up there and keeps doing what he's doing, you can get rid of him and you can get cheaper bullpen options. I think Gordon Graceffo, I think you hang on to because he's younger. But O'Brien and any of the older ones are probably going to be gone.
But who do you have to replace O'Brien though?
You can get cheap options.
They don't care.
No, they don't.
Because it's safe to say that the Cardinals bullpen is pretty much what's holding this team back at this point. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, but Graceffo holding the team back that's ahead of expectations is not something I would categorize as important. You were very far ahead of what you should actually be. It was the other night. Graceffo had a sub-1 ERA, but then he gave up a 3-run shot to 2-run shot to Bryce Terang after Jackson Churios came back and went 4 for 4. But
missed that one.
No, I like the spot we're at. My other problem is Victor Scott. I mean, I know he got 2 hits the other night, but he's got a month to figure it out before Newbar comes back and probably takes that spot.
Yeah, because would you start Nathan Church over Victor Scott?
Yes.
Yes, in a heartbeat. He's hitting better. His defense is pretty
Rob
good too.
4 home runs already, and he's great on left field.
And he makes an even better centerman. Center fielder. Sorry.
No.
Right, give it to him.
Center. I can't even give it to him. I don't know what the.
You don't think Nathan Church should be in center?
No.
No, Newpar's your center fielder.
He can't even run to the ball without getting hurt.
Well, neither can you.
Yeah, get out of my head.
Why do you think I'm pitching in slow pitch softball?
Not anymore.
Hey, that second base been looking real nice lately.
You're about to play catcher.
You've been relieved of your duties.
Actually, I don't mind catcher because when I play catcher, all I do is talk to the ump, especially if it's Tim. Shout out Tim. He listens.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Playing catcher's so boring. My arm gets tired.
Whoa. It's the best position out there.
It's not. Second base. No one. There's not many lefties. Brad will fuck up your double plays.
Hey, I give that second base up, but that should be my position.
No, you're more of a shortstop.
Yeah. Or
you belong in the outfield. Don't be hanging out with
You're fast.
infield people.
You make fast people look not fast.
All right, let's get back on track here. Cardinals lost today, by the way. It didn't look pretty, but
6-2. So sad.
I mean, we're second We're second in the division. Our problem is home games, though. We're 10-10 at home.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I just saw that. Yeah, and we're 11-5 at away. That's insane.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 of those losses came against Miami. So
Miami's the team that we should have definitely beat.
that's all right.
Can't beat everybody.
That's true. I think the Central Division is still the only division that's positive.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's dog water teams in every other division.
The last thing I wanted to say before we hopped out of here was I'm really glad to see Jordan Walker kind of bounce back. Everyone's freaking out about how he was. Oh, he's gonna be like. I don't. To me, you go on a hot streak. That's great. I want to see how you respond after that hot streak. Whenever you go cold, how do you bounce back?
Cold.
And he bounced back very well.
Yep.
So that gives me hope for the rest of the season and maybe the future.
I 100% agree with that. Like, I was genuinely nervous, and I think something just clicked for him, and he just turned it on. And it's like the Jordan Walker I feel like everyone's been hoping and dreaming about, and it's finally being shown now.
Yeah, my thing about with Jordan Walker was I think they messed with his swing too much. And
I would not argue that. Yeah,
they got on to him about his launch angle and everything. And I said this to Austin before the season started, and it was Pete Rose talking about R.I.P. Pete Rose, talking about his he never changed his swing. It's one thing he would never do would change his swing because he said that's what got him to the big leagues. He'd move back in the box, move up in the box, move side to side. He'd choke up, choke down. He said if he never admitted he was in a slump, so he said he just kind of did different things with his hands. And
I love that interview.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
And that's true for, I want to say, 90% of people. Problem is, I mean, Pete Rose just needed to get on base. He didn't need to hit home runs. Jordan Walker is...
Hey, he hits a lot of singles and doubles. You gonna take it or not?
I'll tell you what, though. I like his swing now. I feel like his swings before, he wasn't squaring the ball up, was the problem. And could that have been move back, move up, move to the side? Sure. Maybe it just needed some confidence. But what he's doing now, he knows it'll succeed at this level. So now if something happens, you're right, just minor adjustments.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that he even admittedly said in an interview that he was thinking too much when going to hit. And that, going back to what you said, P, was they fucked with his mechanics so much that he got in his own head. But now they just kind of left him alone. He did a lot of off-season training with his swing, and he's trying to develop that muscle memory swing, which is ideal. And now he's just going up there and just playing naturally, whatever naturally comes to him.
It's kind of like when you tell a friend that, hey, maybe step back in the box and wait on it, and they step up in the box and swing super early and foul the pitch off. That if there was a parking lot to our left, they would have hit it past the parking lot.
Hey, I gotta be honest. He told me that. This is the friend they're talking about is me, by the way, y'all. He told me that, and you know what happened? I got inside my head, and I played terrible. So I went
already playing terrible.
It was like it was.
If you saw what happened,
I'm positive it was your last at bat that Zach said that. By the way,
no. If you guys think about what happened the following week, I went off at hitting. I was killing it.
Well, even a blind squirrel finds a fucking nut every once in a while.
Go fuck yourself.
We're gonna see how you play, and next Monday we're gonna see with you taking a break this long. We're gonna see how well you play.
And yeah, we'll see. The Tyreek Skubal to undergo arthroscopic surgery.
His name is Tarek Skubal.
Tarek Skubal.
How'd you say that?
Tyreek.
Tariq Skubal. And how'd you say his...
Skubal.
What was the O word?
Will undergo arthroscopic surgery
Orthoscopic. Did you say
It's arthroscopic. ARTHROSC.
Artho. Okay.
Arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies from his elbow after a flare-up this previous Sunday night. So, that timetable for him being out is estimated to be at 2 to 3 months, but the Tigers have yet to say an actual estimated timeline. So, with Skubal out, Verlander out, and now Valdez out for 5 games, the dangerous Detroit Tigers pitching is pretty much gone. They have lost 3 starters.
I'll be honest, I forgot Verlander was there.
Yeah.
And that's how much I care about the AL Central.
Hey, when you got 3 starting pitchers,
the Tigers are in first in the AL Central with an 18-19 record. So
must be nice.
Shout
out Jack Kennedy.
That's insane.
The Pirates, who are last in our division, would be winning in that division.
Wow. Yeah, that's a terrible division. You got the Twins, the White Sox, the Royals, the Guardians, and Tigers in that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that at least one of them would be halfway decent, but no.
Especially the Murakami White Sox.
Oh, they're overachieving right now, so nothing.
They're 17-20.
That's overachieving.
Exactly.
All right.
I would have bet you that they would have lost 30 games before they won 10.
You heard it here first from Brad a couple of weeks ago. Murakami to the LA Dodgers.
I've been saying that for months, but all right, Bruno. It's time to move on.
Are we moving on?
Time to give him the boot.
Oh, no, we're skipping it this week.
Should we skip it this week?
Hell no.
All right.
Bruno, you have to leave. I can't leave.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll be back.
New questions?
Text me!
We got new questions. All right, Zach. Random generator gave you random. Good luck.
The random generator. The wheel gave me random.
Random, I know.
All right.
AI is a bitch. I'm kidding. I love you, AI. Sorry. Always listening.
No. Fuck you, AI. I can't wait for people to start naming their kids AI.
I never think that.
Why?
Just because.
First thing I think of. All right. Let's go.
All righty, Zach. All right. We got general sports knowledge on this episode of Give 'em the Boot.
All right.
And I can't wait for you to give Bruno the boot. All right. Question 1. Who was the youngest player ever to score in a FIFA World Cup game?
Ooh. I think it's Yamal. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. It's Lamine. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey. Other than the names that were given me on the... I don't...
You don't know anybody on that list, I'm assuming?
I know 3 names.
Okay, there's not out of 4. That's not bad. You're talking about the whole thing.
Yeah, I know 75% of these people.
Yeah, Yamal, final answer. We're going on a limb. I'm tired of freaking second guessing and going back and forth.
All right. Yamal, huh?
I'm going to go with that was wrong. But okay, man. I'm starting off 0 for 1.
Alrighty, Zach. 3 men have won the World Cup as a player and then a coach.
Oh, jeez. I don't know this.
Mario Zaglano from Brazil. Didier Deschamps, France. Who was the third?
I need the options because you're gonna say his name, and I think I'm gonna know it.
All right. Options are Maradona, Pep Guardiola,
Giardo, no,
Pele, or Franz Beckenbauer. Franz Beckenbauer, sorry.
I think it's Franz Beckenbauer. Final answer.
Final answer. All right, final question. After winning 5 Olympic gold medals in swimming, Johnny Weissmuller went on to appear in 12 movies starring as what iconic character?
I got no idea. Options.
Options. Your options are Batman, Superman, Tarzan, Spider-Man.
I'm gonna go Tarzan because it's the only one that's not a superhero. But I don't know any.
Final answer?
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty.
I don't like those.
I'll get Bruno to come back.
Yeah, two soccer ones and then a random. That's just goofy.
It's general sports knowledge, buddy.
Yeah, but why general sports? Why is it two soccer ones then?
I'm back, bitches.
Hey, Bruno.
Yeah.
Pack a lunch, buddy.
I do need to do that after this.
Alrighty.
What we got? What we got?
Questions are general sports knowledge, buddy.
Alright! Alright! I'm in. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get
Question 1, Bruno.
Alright, question
Who
1.
was the youngest player ever to score in a FIFA World Cup game?
Wasn't it Pele at like 17 years old? 19? I feel like it's Pele. But there's so many other names that have been in the World Cup since then, too. Give me the options.
The options are Mbappe, Messi, Pele, Javi.
I gotta go with my gut here. Pele, final answer.
All right, Bruno. 3 men have won the World Cup as a player and then as a coach. Marlo Zagallo from Brazil. Didier Deschamps from France. Who was the third?
Give me the options.
Your options are Maradona.
Maradona, final answer.
Okay. Is that it? That's your final answer. You don't want the rest.
All right, give me the rest.
Nope.
I already said final answer, so keep it rolling. Maradona, final answer.
All right. After winning 5 Olympic gold medals in swimming, Johnny Weissmuller went on to appear in 12 movies starring as what iconic character?
Options. I have no idea.
Options are Batman, Superman, Tarzan, Spider-Man.
I think it's Tarzan. The old classic film Tarzan, if that's what it's referring to. Oh, man. What was the name again? He's the swimmer?
Yeah, Johnny Weissmuller.
I get the feeling it's Tarzan. What was that last one?
Batman, Superman, Tarzan, Spider-Man.
It's Tarzan, final answer.
How do you feel, Bruno?
I think I jumped the gun on the second one, but the rest of them I'm feeling confident in.
All right, well, let's walk it through. Who was the youngest player ever to score in the FIFA World Cup game? Zach said Yamal.
Yamal.
Yep, Zach said Yamal. He did not need the options. Bruno needed the options, said Pele. Correct answer was Pele.
What was the age? What was the age for Yamal? Was it 18?
Yamal was already over 18 years of age.
Yeah, I couldn't remember Pele. I couldn't remember who was older.
Your dad has the days on here, Bruno. He was 17,239 days old.
Who in the...
Why does he have the days? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Wait.
Zach,
what was Yamal?
Yamal, it was just right underneath it. It literally said Lamine Yamal is already over 18 years of age.
That's hilarious. Yamal
Zach,
plays for
Spain.
Real Madrid.
He plays for Barcelona.
He does play for Barcelona. Oh, I suck.
Zach, I told you I knew 3 of the 4 of those names. Obviously, I know Mbappe and Messi. The only reason I know Pele is on That 70s Show when Red gets up and yells at Fez and he says, "Know this, Pele. Sometime you gotta sleep."
That's how you know him. Hey, real quick note, too. Pele has a great movie, like a biography about him that's out there on Netflix. It's literally called Pele. Highly recommend watching it. It's really good.
All right. Moving on. Question 2. 3 men won the World Cup as a player and a coach. Mario Zagallo from Brazil was one. Didier Deschamps was from France, was the second. Both of you needed the options. Bruno said Maradona. Zach said Franz Beckenbauer. Correct answer was Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah. What were the other two options? I'm just curious.
Pep I don't know how to say that.
Giardo.
Yep.
Giardo.
And our favorite, know this, Pele.
Pele was an option?
Yep.
That's wild.
All right, tied. 1-1. All right, question 3. After winning 5 Olympic gold medals in swimming, Johnny Weissmuller went on to appear in 12 movies starring as what iconic character? Both of you needed the options. Both of you said Tarzan.
Ooh!
Both of you were correct.
Yeah, I was like, what's the odd one out here?
It was the old school Tarzans, too. I remember that. Yeah. Black and white, back in the old days, pre-70s.
We got a tie. First week back. Time to go to closest to the pin.
With the all-new set of questions. Nerve-wracking.
I did already open one up, so I already knew it ahead of time. So I knew which one I was going to pick if it came to that. All right. You ready?
I am ready. Let me get your name pulled up so I can text you real quick. Hold up. All right, I'm ready.
In feet, what is the men's world record in the triple jump?
What the fuck? Sure. How do I do decimals? Yeah, but I've been trying to do the colons and everything, you know? I feel like I failed. I feel like it's more.
In feet. Okay? Feet.
Oh! I hate my life.
I'm glad. Well, you guys already answered. Yeah. I think you guys were thinking something else. Actually,
were we thinking P? Did you also think meters?
All right.
I thought meters. Yeah. Nah, fuck.
All right.
That's so long.
Answers are in. P, you said 13 feet and 7 inches. Bruno, you said 17 feet and 8 inches.
Yeah, that's long.
Correct answer was 60 feet and 1/4 inches.
What? Wait, so I won!
Yes, Bruno, you won.
Yeah!
Well, Bruno, another winner on Give Him the Boot. Congratulations, buddy.
Hey, Austin's my weakness. Hey, let's go run, P. I'm surprised. I thought I really royally fucked up because I did meters, and it's way more in feet than it is meters. Yeah, what's that? Hold on, what is that in meters? All right, let's go ahead and talk about the NHL. All right, a lot of stuff going on in the NHL as of recent. We just had the draft lottery, and I think it shocked everyone. A lot of shocks went around, especially with Toronto getting the first pick. That shocked me, considering they only had an 8.5% chance of getting that. Yeah. With what general manager and president of hockey operations? The owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs fired both of them. They have nobody. For those who don't know, the best way to describe the Toronto Maple Leafs organization is they're pretty much the New York Yankees of baseball. They are. It is. It is heavily true. Do you realize how much following the Toronto Maple Leafs actually have in the hockey world? They have boatloads of money. You go up to Canada and everyone's either Toronto or Montreal. No, Toronto's way bigger than the Canadiens. Well, yeah, Canadians have more Stanley Cups, but as far as organization, mentality, and how big they are, Toronto is equivalent to the Yankees. Not according. It's pretty much the equivalent of the organization. It's the closest thing I can break it down to for people who don't know hockey. Because we got a lot of follow-ups that people don't know hockey, so we got to go in depth on how big of a move that is. Imagine the New York Yankees not having a general manager, or I don't know what the president of hockey operations equivalent for baseball is. All right, well, it's the same thing. All right, cool. I didn't know. But yeah, so it's a big move. They have nobody in their front office right now for Toronto, so it's insane. But let's go back to that draft lottery real quick. Toronto, shocking the world with that 8.5% chance of getting the first pick. That's insane. Considering Vancouver had 25.5% chance. Like, what? And Vancouver ended up with the third pick. And your St. Louis Blues ended up right where they were projected at. St. Louis Blues are at the 11th pick and also the 15th pick. And then we also have Colorado's first-round pick, but that will not be established until after the playoffs are finalized or whenever Colorado gets knocked out. If they get knocked out. But a lot of trade rumors going around right now too, because San Jose made an announcement as soon as this happened that they were pretty much blown away / shocked by this, and they are actually willing to hear every single team out on what is going to be offered. So my question for you guys is, should the Blues trade up to get that second pick? And if so, what is it going to take to get that second pick? Who is the Blues organization willing to give up for that second pick? If they even should get that second pick.
Damn, I don't know.
You're saying give up all three picks for that second round?
No. I mean, if you can get away with our pick, Colorado's pick, and then like a Kyrou, I'd trade their pick. I'd trade in a heartbeat.
It's not a bad move because, right now it's still the same results from the previous prediction for draft positioning, where Gavin McKenna's at 1, Ivar is at 2, and 3 is that defenseman right now. So, Brad, we know how much you want to have Ivar here. You think that's something the Blues are willing to try and do?
The amount that they would want for pick 2, no way that's possible.
Would you be willing to give up your boy Theo Lindstein for Ivar?
It's not what I want. It's realistic, and there's no chance that happens.
Blues have tried in the past, and they were fine with the position they had. Like, they ended up getting, I think it was Dalibor Dvorsky was the last time the Blues traded up and got a pick. And that was the same time that they got Dvorsky, too.
Yeah, they're not trading up to 2. I'm just going to nip that in the butt right now.
All right. Fair assessment. A lot of...
Yeah, they're not.
You don't think they will? Or do you think that San Jose is going to be asking way too much in order for the Blues to actually...
Yeah, they're gonna ask for way too much too, but...
Like San Jose is
I don't get why they wouldn't.
And go on from there.
I think San Jose wants a hockey-ready player. I really do.
Both of those guys are hockey-ready players.
Both of those guys will be in the NHL.
Yeah.
Both of those guys you build around.
Well, they already have
Well,
a
yeah.
guy that
Well,
they're
that
floating around right now.
was.
It's Macklin Celebrini. They pretty much, in a sense, franchise tagged Celebrini. That dude ain't going anywhere from San Jose. He's stuck there. So, I don't know. San Jose's willing, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with this. Stay tuned for the Lou Huddle if there's any trade updates. The draft will be June 7th through the 9th, but June 7th will be day one for round one of the NHL draft. So, bet your ass we'll be covering it on the Lou Huddle, so stay tuned. Any other final follow-ups with the NHL draft lottery?
Nope.
Nope, other than Winnipeg's ball was the last one out, I'm pretty sure. Winnipeg was that close to having that pick.
Wow. Yeah. I can't imagine if Winnipeg ends up getting that. That's insane. Winnipeg did end up at 7. Or, sorry, 8. Why is the screen so fucked up? On ESPN, they have Winnipeg. They have two different screens. They have Winnipeg at 7, and then they have Winnipeg at 8. Okay. All right. They're at 8. No.
Well,
yeah, they're at 8.
I think it's time to dive into the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, it's officially round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Good Lord.
Western Conference, Colorado Avalanche versus the Minnesota Wild. Colorado is up 2-0 in the series. And it does not look like Colorado is going to be slowing down anytime soon.
No, because they're just going to kick the shit out of Vegas or Anaheim.
If 100%.
Yeah, whoever. I don't know. Vegas is going to be a good series.
All right, well, hold on. So we're thinking Game 4, sweep for Colorado against Minnesota?
5 or...
Taking a 5-er?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
5 or 6. All right.
Well,
yeah, because I mean, it's kind of
Minnesota, so things could change.
Yeah.
Saturday and Monday this upcoming week. Stay tuned to Lou Huddle to find out. All right, let's move on to the Vegas Golden Knights in Anaheim. Vegas leading the charge at 1-0.
Vegas 4-0.
Game sweep? You're thinking sweeper?
I Vegas in 6.
No, 4.
Mighty Ducks are going to make it look interesting.
They're playing right now. First period.
Yeah, we're not even 5 minutes in.
These late games. It makes it so challenging to really
Western
watch.
Conference, what do you expect?
West Coast
too. Right,
That'll be an interesting one.
Zach?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be. What?
The Buffalo Soldiers are up 1-0.
Buffalo. Oh, no.
Buffalo leading charge 1-0 against the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for us to get into Eastern Conference teams. We just don't see them enough.
I'm still rooting for Buffalo Sabres all the way, though.
That's true. I don't want to see a Canadian team win. And they're the last Canadian team in.
Yeah, up on the Canadians.
Should be an interesting one.
I would. Sorry. I prefer the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo or Carolina is who I would like to win.
Well, it's looking like that's going to be the next matchup. Well, depending on how Buffalo does because they've only played one game in the series so far. So depending on how they end up doing tomorrow night, Friday, May 8th at 6 o'clock, I think is going to determine the outlook for the Buffalo and Canadian series.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're about out of here, but Bruno, I think there's one last thing you need to say.
You got me. I'm at a loss here.
Really? Do we need to be the ones to say it? All right.
Well, that about wraps it up here at the Lou Huddle.
No.
Wait, okay.
No.
Okay.
You talk about these two guys like they're the next coming of Jesus.
I
Christ,
thought we weren't talking
and,
about it.
This is your time to talk about it.
Oh, if you guys are willing to give me the charge, don't mind about you.
All you have to do is talk about the fact that they got called up to the Thunderbirds. That's it.
No. When we're talking about
I will leave this.
We have to go full spring with it. Speaking of spring,
no, all you have to do is tell the listeners who was called up to the Thunderbirds. That's it.
I do have to say, Justin Cardinal and Adam Yurchek are finally making their appearance in the AHL playoffs.
I fucking know what it is.
And the Springfield Thunderbirds are making a charge strong right now. I mean, they wanted a 3-2 OT win. Unfortunately, you would either have to pay a shit ton of money to watch these games, or you could just listen to it free on the radio. But our Blues minor league team, Springfield Thunderbirds, are going strong in the playoffs. They're making a playoff kick right now. Another reason why Justin Carbonell and Theo Lindstein, Adam Yurchek, Otto Stenberg, and all those guys that came up in the NHL all were sent down because Blues are out of the playoffs, so why not send the kids down? Let's go win a trophy. Let's go, Springfield. Come on, baby. And that about wraps it up here at the Lou Huddle Studio. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you drop a like and a follow. Check our Instagram page at the Lou Huddle Studio, or at the Lou Huddle. And we will see you next week. And this was the Lou Huddle. Peace.
Adios.
Bye.